to match up with the Baltimore Ravens.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
And we are underway from NRG Stadium in Houston. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. They're coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive.
Come on, QB, come on. Alert 3, alert 3. 24. Check 24, check 24.
Watson. And his first look is incomplete. They were searching for the tight end, Darren Fells. And that'll bring up second down.
And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties. And he's able to knock that one away.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing again is Watson. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
He's letting it fly for Cooks. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete.
How you like me now?
Touchdown, Houston. Brandon Cooks, his 2nd touchdown on the season, and the Texans have taken the early lead. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a 2nd one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. From the gun, he'll set up to throw. A short throw caught by Andrews. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. And that one results in 35 yards.
1st down, Ravens.
So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. They'll run for the first time with Mark Ingram. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
Down at the 35.
Justin Reed, the safety, made the tackle.
Brings up 2nd.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
From the 35 on 2nd down. Jackson looking left side. Andrews with it complete. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down.
Partner, you know when we call a game, we talk about Lamar Jackson and his speed and his elusiveness and the ability to get him on the ground, how tough that is for a defense. But how about his development as a thrower, as a professional?
And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
At the 12-yard line.
On 2nd down, Ingram. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. They get 9 yards back on the run there, and they're left with a much more makeable 3rd and 2.
9-yard gain on the play. And it's 3rd down.
From the gun, it's Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. Blanketed coverage by Houston. Makes it 4th down.
You absolutely have to have this early on, right? 3rd and short, they elect to throw for it, and that's normal NFL football. They're going to throw on 3rd and short, but you've got to hit it, don't you?
Yeah, in the first quarter, like you said, to set the tone, can't connect there. He may try and run for this, and he is not going anywhere. They stop him for no gain. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the first down, and that will force a turnover on downs. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. From his goal line here, Watson. He gets it left side to Johnson. And he'll get this up to the 4 right about there, and that's about it. A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 4-yard line.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. He's letting it fly for Cooks. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Watson. And that will be incomplete.
And this is what you want to see from a defense. Give up an opening drive touchdown, that's fine. But how about them going back out there, recommitting themselves to the task at hand, and forcing a 3-and-out?
And from their own end zone, it's a fake. And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. They fake the punt. It doesn't work out. And my goodness, that means this next drive will begin 4 yards from the end zone already. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be 2nd down.
Partner, you know I love to point out when teams break tendency to do something a little bit different from the norm. But when you run the ball in the first play of the drive, that's not a tendency breaker at all. That's just trying to establish yourself as you move forward.
They'll look to run with Ingram. And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Ingram. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Ravens can take the lead now if they hit the extra point. His kick is right through.
Makes the score Ravens 7, Texans 6.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
5-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. Now it's Watson. A bootleg out to his left. His throw incomplete.
And the end result of that play, you're almost not sure what you really want, because when he gets outside of the pocket, you actually hold your breath because you think he's going to run for big yardage. But when he chose to pull it down and throw it, and a play was made to knock it away, that's a pretty good end result. Not one you expected when the play began.
It's a first down on a gain of 10. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
Rolling to his left. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, come open downfield, but they never did.
At the 35-yard line.
And this one complete to Will Fuller. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 45-yard line. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. They try to run on first down, but this defense says no dice. They stop him a couple yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Sometimes I forget how much information he has to go through before the ball's even snapped, but what a diagnosis right there. Saw the play, shot through the gap like a rocket, ends up spilling it for a loss.
And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40.
There's a good reception there by Will Fuller. And if you're looking for breakout players in 2020, he's a big-time candidate for it because he has a rapport with Deshaun Watson. And now with DeAndre Hopkins no longer in Houston, he could be their top receiver.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. Fine work by the Baltimore defense to help bring up 4th down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 23-yard line.
After one, a 1-point game, 7-6.
Ravens 7, Texans 6.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. Jackson from the shotgun. And he's going to find his tight end, Boyle. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost as bread and butter as a good running back dive play.
From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson. That's complete. It's Devin Duvernay. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
A gain of 15.
His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down. This is Ingram on 1st and 10. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
He was brought
good yardage there on 1st down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making 1st downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your 2nd down play.
And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49.
And what a weapon to have when you can use your quarterback as a short yardage runner and pick up 1st downs.
1st down, Ravens.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 49-yard line. Out of the gun, they give to Ingram. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 12 yards the pickup there, good for a Raven first.
And you know he wants to make the most of every carry because he competes with his quarterback. Lamar Jackson, 4 carries and yardage. But Mark Ingram, over 1,000 yards last season. And then the Ravens went out and drafted J.K.
Rush coming, and he's taken down.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
Gotta imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Throwing is Jackson. That's into the hands of the tight end Boyle. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long. 1st and 2nd down were a disaster. Both went backwards. Now it's 3rd and 18. They need something big. They'll fake the give to Ingram. Now Jackson, flush to his right. On the run, he'll let it go deep, right sideline. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong, you know, back and forth like that? That definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. He'll buy some time right. Lets it fly deep for Cobb. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. It's Chuck Clark picking it off. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. They're trying to resurrect his confidence. Last week was a disaster. 5 interceptions in that loss, and another pick there.
I've played with a quarterback like this before, and he had a tough game, and the head coach said, I'll take him, I'll fix him. The very next game, he started out the exact same way. The head coach turned to the offensive coordinator and said, he's yours from now on. Someone has to take responsibility and work with him and try and get him settled.
He's brought down.
Marcus Gilchrist there to bring him down.
Gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Jackson on the give to Dobbins. He winds up getting only a couple there, down to the 29.
Dobbins, the ball carrier.
Well, every now and then we have to let a cliche fly, partner. And in this case, what do they say in the NFL? Your best ability is often your availability. And this is an extremely durable kid coming out of Ohio State. Carried the ball every time they even thought about running it. Wore down defenses and able to break big runs late in games. J.K. Dobbins going to Baltimore, an absolute perfect fit.
A reminder coming up at halftime. We'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in his 2nd week of the regular season. He can run for it, and he will. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards. Now flags come in. I think one of the Ravens got going a little early. That false start knocks them back behind the 10 now as they'll try again, 1st and goal. After the penalty, it's Ingram. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal.
Down at the 10-yard line. A pickup of 2. Brings up 2nd.
Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far, they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. And now and he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown.
Touchdown, Baltimore.
Lamar Jackson, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Ravens will add on to their lead. Well, Lamar Jackson remembers 7 rushing touchdowns in his MVP season of 2019, and he's into the end zone here as well.
And when you hear that 7 rushing touchdowns in 2019, doesn't it surprise you a little bit?
Yeah, you almost expect more, right?
Yeah, in your mind you're thinking Lamar Jackson got in the end zone a bunch more. That might be what he does in 2020.
And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And with still more than a minute to go in the half, time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
And an incomplete pass.
Intended for Brandon.
That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Watson. Trying to get it to Cobb, and it's intercepted. T.J. Green with a pick. And it's a tremendous return as they finally get him at about the 10-yard line.
You're trailing. You're trying to get points late in half. I absolutely understand that. But remember, it's all about the ball. And without the ball, you can't get those points. They just turned it over.
Now you got to be careful because that deficit can get a little bigger on the other side with that good field position they just took over with. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. And a short return will be stopped inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
After the interception, here's Watson. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Out of the gun, Watson. He's letting this one go for Fuller. And now Watson throws another interception. Picked off by Tavon Young. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
1st and 10. At their own.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you've got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are in the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other.
And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way down to the 26.
Marquise Brown.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Here's Jackson. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Andrews. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown.
Touchdown.
Mark Andrews as the first half is winding down as the Ravens push further out in front.
Point is good.
And he'll bang that one through.
Makes the score Ravens 21. Texans
So not
6.
much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. This will make it into the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
The Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. And he couldn't hang on. Would have been their 4th pick of the game. Instead, second down.
Incomplete. Brings up 2nd and 10.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. To throw again, Watson. Looking deep downfield. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left. Duke Johnson, the one he was looking for. 3rd down here. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. The final shot before the break. Watson forced out to his left. And that will be incomplete as well. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. The Ravens ready to receive it, and they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half. So they will... accept the penalty and move forward. It'll be a pickup of 5 on the keeper. It's second down.
Well, that's what he can do, when he keeps the football. It's not a huge gain, but it shows how hard it can be to stop him.
Yeah, and I thought the defense had that one pretty well contained, and in fact, they probably came up and felt pretty good about what they did. Then they looked up and realized he still got good yardage out of it. He's a tough guy to stop.
And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35.
A gain of
11 yards there, first down.
Ravens.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. From the gun, Jackson. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. That was J.J. Watt getting in there and getting him to the ground.
And there's a familiar sight, J.J. Watt with the sack, and he's absolutely a force of nature when he's on the field. Unfortunately, he's only played more than 8 games once in the last 4 seasons, but when he plays full-time, he ends up being in the running every time for NFL Defensive Player of the Year, an award he's won 3 times in the past.
Bring this one inside the 35. A nice job of just sticking the helmet down 9 yards on the play, but still 3rd and 12 now.
Gain of 9 brings up 3rd down.
They go play action with Jackson. And he fires one that's intercepted. Zach Cunningham with a pick. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
set good.
First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
On the tackle.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Set. 19. 31.
Now on 2nd and 16. Watson, throw left side, complete. That's Fuller. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49-yard line. On 1st and 10, Watson. He finds Randall Cobb with a completion. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
First down.
From the gun, here's Watson. Eluding the pressure right. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Operating from the gun, Watson. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Duke Johnson, his second touchdown on the season. And the Texans get a bit closer. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
And Thomas just going to hold on to this one. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay. Now the offensive penalty has us back where we started as they come up on a 1st and 10. On the draw, this is Ingram. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I'm getting a sense that the momentum of this game is changing since the break. Nice play there, and this D is fired up.
At the 23, it's 2nd and 12.
From the gun, Jackson. And, boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Jackson. And he's got his man, Marquise Brown. There he goes, right side. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Hollywood, Marquise Brown, 77 yards. And the Ravens will extend their lead. Heck of a start to his season. He had 2 touchdowns in the opener last week, another one here in week 2.
Well, I don't want to call him a touchdown machine this early, but sometimes you get locked in, and you feel good about things. You get into that zone, and those touchdowns come in bunches. He may be off to that kind of a start.
It's like he was shot out of a cannon. I would imagine success this early, great momentum going forward for the rest of the year.
He keeps this up, they'll soon be chanting MVP anytime he touches the ball.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2 minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. The offensive penalty has us back where we started as they come up on a 1st and 10. Running from the gun, Johnson. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40.
The ball carrier.
It was Chuck Clark coming up to make the tackle.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
And movement here by one of the Texans up front. In comes the flag. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. From the gun, Watson steps away to his left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Flushed out right. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get...
And they're going to try this again. It's another fake. And the fake will work. He's going to have a 1st down. Give him an even 20 yards there on the pickup as a fake punt fooled everybody.
Okay, that was a fake punt, and it was successful throwing the football. I know you threw the football in your past off of a fake.
Yeah, but unsuccessful back in my high school days. Old Tim Jones dropped it, hit him right in the numbers. But I'll tell you what, these guys, they love this opportunity, don't they? A chance to get involved.
They certainly do, and many of them were quarterbacks or big-time players when they were in high school and college. So to get back doing what they did before, always fun.
They show run with 3 tight ends here on 1st down.
Off of play action, it's Watson. He's got his tight end. It's Fells. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. They'll get 13 yards for the 2nd play in a row.
That's another Texans 1st down.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20.
Faking the give. Now Watson. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Tyus Bowser. The blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Operating from the gun, Watson. And this one incomplete. Well, too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it.
Hey, you got three, three down. Under 10, 10. Can you run? Hey, 55.
They will indeed snap it to Watson, being chased out left. And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. It's the rookie linebacker, Patrick Queen. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now, that's 9 interceptions in this two-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. And he gets it to the 30 when it's all said and done. That one 28 yards on the ground. On that last run, he's now hit the 6,000-yard mark for rushing yards in his career.
And moves him squarely into the top 100 rushers of all time. In fact, he can boast that he's rushed for over 1,000 yards more than Gale Sayers did in his career. And Gale Sayers was a Hall of Famer in a short career.
They picking snakes out, they hissing, but I can't hear when the crowd screams. Still balling like a hot scream. This for all the ones that doubted me. Gotta lose once to be a true winner. Only want the hunters with the blues in it. Eating blood across it where the blood dinner. Juice stay turned like I've been through that water like Olympic swimmers. Only bread and butter what we ate for dinner. So I had to dream it till the dream is bigger. Only want the gold, we don't need the silver. Gotta be number one, number two never count. Used to have bubble guts competition, now point them out. Making my babies proud, wanna call my mama a house. Coming straight out the south, gotta know juice to end the drought. Yeah, I buy like 23. Won't fall again, and I put that on me. Yeah, I feel the way, my heart all on my sleeve. Yeah, that's why I had to put my wrist on freeze. Coming for the win, can't take another L. Designer on me, this that new Chanel. Did that splash, did that drill. Yeah, champion, yeah, we here. Reaching my goals, I do not feel ashamed. I'm a dog, I'm a beast, and I cannot be tamed. I don't do it for fame, it's the love for the game. I go in like I'm trained. I'm prepared for the rain, they amazed. I ain't break from the sticks and stones they threw. Anything that you can do, I can do it better than you. No matter what I do, achieve, still got something to prove. I spent the check on the diamond cross, but still ain't paid my dues. Gotta be number one, number two never count. Used to have bubble guts competition, now point them out. Making my babies proud, wanna call my mama a house. Coming straight out the south, gotta know juice to end the drought. Yeah, I buy like 23. Won't fall again, and I put that on me. Yeah, I feel the way, my heart all on my sleeve. Yeah, that's why I had to put my wrist on freeze. Coming for the win, can't take another L. Designer on me, this that new Chanel. Did that splash, did that drill. Yeah, champion, yeah, we here.
This is Dev B Music.
Hey yo, Nike check. I done made about $1 million and I'm only 19. Icy water dripping on a white tee. And shawty got a man, but she saying wife me. I got checks coming in like a pair of Nikes. If I like it, then you know I'm finna get it. Get the bag and then I flip it, watch me do it. All them on my wrist going stupid. Tryna put them on, but they never do it. They like, hold up, wait a minute, like don't make sense, don't really get it. I'm steady getting to the chicken, that jakey finger licking chicken. I mean, I'm getting to the good guap. Keep a rack in my socks. Diamonds cost me a lot. Nike check up all of my stocks. Hey yo, Nike check. T-shirt check. Sneakers check. Socks check. Hoodie check. Shorts check. Nike check. I done made about $1 million and I'm only 19. Icy water dripping on a white tee. And shorty got a man, but she saying wife me. I got checks coming in like a pair of Nikes. If I like it, then you know I'm finna get it. Get the bag and then I flip it, watch me do it. All them on my wrist going stupid. Tryna put them on, but they never do it. Going up sky high while I'm rocking Air Force. And she just wanna ride, shorty bad and gorgeous. She was rocking stripes, said it's alright. Then I cut her